So if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know I'm always encouraging a lot of patience when it comes to your weight loss goals. However, a faster pace of weight loss can make sense in some instances, so today I'm going to give you the pros and cons of a faster or slower approach, and you can decide what's right for you. Hey, this is Colin DeWaay. If you want to master your metabolism and get in the best shape of your life, start now by subscribing and click on that bell notification so you don't miss anything. Alright, well, I am going to give you some reasons why faster weight loss can be better sometimes. I want to stress it can be very easy to take this and just give yourself an excuse and a reason to take a faster approach. Obviously, we all want faster results, but it's important to take everything into consideration before making this decision and be super honest with yourself. Anyway, when it comes to some of the positives of a faster approach of weight loss, let's just be honest. Faster results are motivating. It's exciting to see good results, and sometimes that's the very thing that will give you the buy-in that's necessary for the process to work. If you're seeing great results, it can make it feel like it's more worth the effort. Maybe you just started with some nutrition changes, but because you're seeing these nice results, you feel more motivated. You might start looking at other areas where you can make improvements. Now you start training more, you start getting in good exercise, and now everything's starting to come together because results are motivating. Now a lot of these changes to your lifestyle that you were dreading before, you're all of a sudden excited about them. Basically, it helps create more buy-in to the process, and therefore you stick to the plan better and therefore get better results. Because let's be honest, if you're not adhering to the plan, nothing works. Not only that, but faster weight loss can make it feel less overwhelming, especially if you feel like you have a long ways to go. Now it doesn't seem like it's impossible, and that's one of the cons of a slower approach. If you're getting slower results, it can feel demotivating, and again, that makes it harder to stick to the plan. You're gonna hear me come back to this a lot because what's gonna help you stick to the plan is what's gonna be best for your long-term results. Not only that, but there is a lot of value in not letting a cut drag on for too long. So while that all might sound great, it doesn't come without negatives. And the negatives of a faster weight loss approach can be large, especially if you look at things too short-sighted. For one, faster weight loss means you need to create a larger calorie deficit, which means less calories and more activity. This can not only create quite the toll on the body physically, but also mentally. You're much more likely to feel run down and tired and lethargic and all these things much earlier in the process. And if you feel like crap all the time, well, once again, it's going to be very hard to stick to the plan. Less calories also means less flexibility in your diet, meaning unless you want to be starving all the time, you're going to have to be pretty restrictive with your diet and eat more high-feeling, nutrient-dense foods, and it doesn't leave a lot of room for treats that might keep you satisfied. And if feeling more restricted makes the process much more of a chore, you're going to have a hard time sticking with it. However, I will say this, with regards to the whole flexibility with your diet, you could make a small argument by creating faster weight loss and getting in and out of your cut sooner. You may have more time overall to be more flexible because you can get in and get out, get your calories up, and spend much more of your year as a whole on higher calories. So for some people, that's gonna work better. Just kind of go in, get it done, and get out. For other people, they need to be able to enjoy some things during the process. So as always, there's trade-off, and you need to know what works best for you. One of the other major negatives of a faster approach to weight loss is you are far more likely to lose lean body mass, which obviously if you care about muscle, this is really important. But even if you don't care about having a lot of muscle, you still want to make sure you're protecting your lean body mass because it's metabolically taxing. The more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism will be, making the process go better, and not only metabolically, but you're also much more likely to have kind of that saggy look if you lose a bunch of muscle during the process. Speaking of metabolism, this is easily the biggest negative when it comes to faster weight loss. The faster you lose weight, the more changes you're going to see in hormonal and metabolic adaptations inside the body. This means while you may see quicker results in the earlier stages, you're also more likely to plateau sooner, and since you're already eating low calories, probably doing a lot of activity, you don't have a lot of room to make adjustments to keep the process working. So that's a huge pro for slower weight loss. You always have to remember your body will adapt to whatever you do, so those pesky plateaus are pretty much unavoidable. And the biggest danger to faster weight loss is eventually getting discouraged, slowing your metabolism way down, falling off, and constantly yo-yo dieting. If this has been you in the past, it's highly unlikely that a faster approach to weight loss would be in your best interest. And please don't try to convince yourself otherwise. That's probably what you've been doing each time in the past, and it's always kept you stuck. But when you're doing a more slower approach to weight loss, now you can eat more calories, do less activity, and then when things eventually adapt, you can make some changes and get the process working again. So while you may see less results faster, you will see better results in the long run. This way, you don't have to go so hard all the time. You can take more frequent diet breaks, which keeps you in a better place metabolically. Not only that, but you'll feel better in general, have more energy, you'll be able to be more flexible with food choices, you'll retain more lean body mass, on and on. And of course, because you don't have to be so aggressive, it feels like less of a chore in the process. And this is why I'm typically encouraging more patience in taking a slower approach, because more times than not, when people try to rush the process, it doesn't end well. And this is because if you rush it, it's not looked at as a lifestyle change, and if it's not a lifestyle change, you're not going to keep your results. Instead, it's just looked at how fast can I get the weight off, not even considering how you're going to keep it off. Anyway, one of the things you might have noticed going through this video is some of the pros from a faster weight loss were also a pro for a slower weight loss. And that's because everyone is different and has different preferences. And this is why it's so important to not treat everyone the same and understand what makes you tick and is more realistic for you. But regardless of any of that, no matter which approach you're taking, the worst thing you can do is let it drag on longer than it needs to with a lot of bouts of overeating. So this is something you need to check yourself on. If one approach is going to be more likely to cause you to overeat, you need to take that into consideration. And this is because when you have a lot of bouts of overeating and a lot of ups and downs with the process, your body's still gonna adapt down to those lower calories that you're typically on, but you're not gonna see the results in fat loss that you would have if you stick to the plan. And now because of this, you're gonna have to get more aggressive. You're gonna have to eat lower calories. You're gonna have to do more cardio. You're gonna have to do it for a longer period of time than you would have. So the more the process drags on unnecessarily, the worse off you'll be because your body will just keep fighting you that much harder. So when it comes to cutting, you want to get in and get out and not spend any more time in it than you have to. Don't take that as you should go for fast weight loss. That's not necessarily what I'm saying. It just means whatever approach you take, go all in with the process and don't let it drag on. It just doesn't go well when you do that. All in doesn't mean you punt everything from your life and you have to do nothing but this. It just means you are dedicated to what you're trying to do here. It's like going all in without going all or nothing. Because remember, the sooner you can get out of your cut, the sooner you can start increasing calories and all the benefits that come with it. And another really important thing you need to keep in mind here is know when to pull out of a cut and don't get stubborn with it. So many people get caught up in feeling like they have to get to a certain body weight or size or whatever else, and their body's just fighting them. They can't stick to the plan. They feel terrible. It's just a miserable process, but they just keep trying to push when it's not there, and that never ends well. If it's too much of a grind, just stop, reverse diet, try to keep yourself in a decent place, and you can come back later to get more off. If you do this, you can keep chipping away and eventually get there. But if you fall into the all or nothing approach, now you just keep gaining and losing the same weight, getting absolutely nowhere. Now, regarding those pesky plateaus, like I said, they're pretty much unavoidable, but that doesn't mean you can't bust through them. And to find out how to do just that, make sure you check out this top video next, and I'll walk you through how to adjust calories, how to adjust your cardio, and do everything you need to keep getting results. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you in that other video.